Labor leader Anthony Albanese's backed farmers' calls to declare some drought-stricken regions national disaster zones. Live now to political reporter Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, Mr Albanese is not the only high-profile politician touring drought-affected areas today.
Yeah, that's right, Annalise. It appears that the politicians want to put the spotlight on this drought crisis, which is really ravaging much of Queensland and parts of northern New South Wales. The Treasurer Josh Frydenberg and Drought Minister David Littleproud will be in the town of Inverell in northern New South Wales today before they head north to Queensland to tour some of those drought-affected areas. That's where Labor leader Anthony Albanese is today, in the town of Stanthorpe. He says the government needs to be doing more to develop an overall drought strategy to tackle this problem. He was asked whether he agreed with farmers' calls that a national emergency or disaster needs to be declared in these drought-ravaged areas.
Quite clearly, this community is suffering from natural disaster, not on top of the drought. For them to suffer from that devastating fire has had a real impact on the community. We've spoken to businesses here last night and this morning that are really doing it tough. We're coming up to the October long weekend and frankly, normally the motels would be full around here. They're not.
We've also heard from Nationals MP Keith Pitt a short time ago here on Sky News. He says when he speaks to his constituents, he's from the regional area of Bundaberg in Queensland, that they raise the issue of the red tape around some of this drought funding.
Complaints that I've received have been about the very high level of paperwork and bureaucracy that was required in terms of the applications. Now, that's been fixed in my view, and we need to ensure that money is delivered, just as other social services and support is delivered around the country, and I think that is what's critical.
And the Foreign Minister's refusing to provide details of Australia's cooperation with President Trump on the Russia probe.
Yeah, for another day, this story continuing to dominate the headlines. Marise Payne, the Foreign Minister, asked this morning about what level of cooperation Australia has had with this US investigation into the origins of the Mueller probe. She says she's not going to provide a running commentary on what's been provided, saying that it's intelligence information. Have a look.
But in terms of material and information that would be exchanged, it's not my practice to comment on the use of intelligence and secure material. But as I said, we'll cooperate as far as we can and as far as is appropriate.
But it's not been enough to satisfy Labor. Anthony Albanese again today saying the Prime Minister needs to answer further questions about what went on in that phone call with Donald Trump. Annalise.